Shabbos, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well. Looking forward. I know many of you guys are leaving in the next week or two to sleepaway camp in Pennsylvania. So much Shlach. I would like it to be possible throughout the summer for you guys to still be able to tune in to hear some of the Divrei Torah, to have some extra Torah to share in wherever it is, whether you're still in LA or whether you're going to camp. But it's been an amazing year with everything considered. It's really been an amazing year. I want to give a big shout out to all our teens, to all our Beth Jacob teens. This week's Parshat Shlach, has one of the more, we get focused much on Chet HaEgel, Egel HaZahav, for the biggest sin that Bnei Israel ever committed. But then there's a machloket on what is the next biggest sin that Bnei Israel ever committed after Chet HaEgel. And many suggest that it's this week's Parsha, it's Chet HaMeraglim. And to further a point on the Meraglim, the Sfat Emet, or the Sfas Emes, brings out a big question. And he says, who were the Meraglim? Who were these spies that went to go spy on Eretz Yisrael? Who were these people elected? And it was the leaders of each tribe. And then you come to ask yourself, if it's the leader of each tribe, how did we choose these leaders? How could were these good people? And actually, as far as Amos points out, it was the best of the best, right? These were the people who were appointed to be the leaders of tribes, meaning they were great people. They were very righteous people. They were very, as we would call it, emestic, right? They were honest leaders, all of the leaders. Some, as we know, is Kalev and Yehoshua, the more popular ones of the leaders for their tribes. So how could it be that they went into Eretz Yisrael, they came back, and all they had to say about the land, not all, but much of what they had to say about the land was that this land might be too big for us, right? The fruit might be too big. The people who live there might be too big. I don't see how we're going to be capable of defeating them. As if you didn't see enough miracles by now to know that when Hashem tells you this land's going to be yours, it's going to be yours. Where was the emunah of the greatest people of the generation? So Sfas Emes jumps on this right away and says the following. He says, for 40 years in the desert, what was Bnei Israel doing? What were they all doing? So we know they didn't have to eat and they didn't have to work to get food because they had man. We know they didn't have to work to drink because there was a well following them around, Be'er Miriam. We know they didn't have to worry about laundry or cleaning their clothes because the Ananei HaKavod kept them clean. The clouds that were surrounding them kept them clean. So you ask yourself, other than walking for 40 years, what were they doing all day if they didn't have to work? You don't have to worry about getting your children food or your wife or your husband food. Then what were they worried about all day? So Asama says, what did they just receive? They received the Torah, Matan Torah. They just got the most amazing, beautiful gift in the world. So for all these years after Matan Torah, they were learning Torah in the desert. And they were infatuated with it. They loved it. They were obsessed with it. So how could it be they still made the mistake? Sfas Emes says, what the leaders thought when they saw a land that needed harvesting, that needed to grow crops and building and work, they said to themselves, if we have to work all day, when are we going to have time to learn Torah? Meaning the Meraglim weren't nervous actually about not defeating this great people, this other nations living in Eretz Yisrael. What they were worried about is losing Torah. And what Sfas Emes pointed out is what this generation of the desert never understood, is that real Torah is a balance between Torah and avoda, right? Some things you have to learn, but eventually what you learn you have to put into action. Part of Torah is Hilchos Shmita, right? Part of Torah is Hafreshat Chala, which is in this week's Parsha. The Parsha ends off with it. And why does it end off with Hafreshat Chala? To let us know if we really are focused on learning Torah, we have to be just as focused, if not more, on completing what we've learned. And that's the avoda, working Eretz Yisrael, building Eretz Yisrael, is Torah. And as the Rambam would say, someone who works the land of Israel and not affiliated almost at all, may have more merit than a religious, observant person who lives outside of Israel. And we have to ask ourselves, it's amazing learning everything we're learning, but are we putting it into action? And we have to hold ourselves accountable and responsible to make sure we're putting it into action. Have a great Shabbos, guys. I hope this Torah will make sure that we take what we learn and turn it into something concrete, into something real, into real work. And looking forward to seeing you guys again next week for our learning together with some Jeffs and some Cholent, whatever it is we decide. But I'm looking forward. All the best, Kol Tuv, and have a great Shabbos, Chevra.